Hello, my name is Cindy, and I'm here to talk to you today about the Dublin Core. This is a presentation for Info 281 Metadata for Dr. Mary Bolin at San Jose State University. So in this presentation, I will discuss what is the Dublin Core, who developed the Dublin Core, when was the Dublin Core developed, how is the Dublin Core implemented, considering the Dublin Core Metadata Initiative, or the DCMI, where is the Dublin Core used, why was the Dublin Core developed, and some strengths and weaknesses of the Dublin Core. Now let's get started. Before we go into the details about the Dublin Core, it's important to understand the meaning of metadata. So just what is metadata? Well, metadata has been defined as data about data. It's basically structured reference data that helps us sort and identify attributes of the information it describes. John W. Warren describes it as both a universe and a DNA. So the Dublin Core is a metadata schema. So just what is the Dublin Core? I'd like you to keep in mind three different pillars for the Dublin Core. First, electronic discovery. Second, simplified standardized description. And third, flexible standards. The Dublin Core is a metadata scheme based off of MARC, which is a machine-readable cataloging. It's a set of 15 metadata elements that are used to facilitate the discovery and management of electronic resources. And it offers a simple and standardized way to describe resource elements so that they are easier to find and manage. And its main strength is that it's very flexible and it can accommodate diverse digital content such as images, documents, and videos. With the essential goals of simplicity, interoperability, and flexibility, the Dublin Core has 15 elements that serve as a fundamental framework to describe digital resources. These elements are contributor, coverage, creator, date, description, forms, identifier, language, publisher, relation, rights, source, subject, title, and type. So who developed the Dublin Core? First, let's talk about the terminology Dublin and Core. Dublin refers to Dublin, Ohio, where the schema originated, and Core are the metadata elements designed to describe a wide range of resources. So as far as the location and the origination of the Dublin Core, in 1995, during an OCLC NCSA metadata workshop in Dublin, Ohio, experts from library science and computer science and other related fields collaborated to create the Dublin Core. This collaboration led to the establishment of the Dublin Core Metadata Initiative, known as the DCMI, which is an international cross-disciplinary group committed to maintaining an open forum for the development of interoperable online metadata standards. The DCMI remains active in organizing global conferences, workshops, and educational initiatives. So let's take a look at the Dublin Core timeline. In 1995 is the beginning of the Dublin Core, which we have the initial development of the metadata framework and the origination of Dublin Core. And then in 1999, we begin the HTML meta tagging. It's the first expression of Dublin Core encoding standards using HTML meta tagging, and it's the introduction of the metadata fundamental elements for resource description. And then in 2000, there's a transition to the RDF framework. There's a shift to the application profiles and the integration of the RDF, which is Resource Description Framework, which enables the Dublin Core to accommodate a broader range of metadata needs. And then in 2008, the Dublin Core Metadata Initiative, the DCMI, becomes an independent entity, and it assumes responsibility for reviewing all the changes to the Dublin Core standards. So highlighting these key milestones, 1995, the origin, 1999, the HTML meta tagging, 2000, the RDF integration, and in 2008, the DCMI becomes independent. This emphasizes the evolutional journey of the Dublin Core to meet the diverse metadata requirements, and it also acknowledges DCMI's ongoing role in maintaining and advancing Dublin Core standards. The Dublin Core Metadata Initiative, or the DCMI, comprises 3 essential models of metadata principles: the resource model, the descriptive model, and the vocabulary model, which collectively guide the implementation process by offering a structured framework. The resource model, expressed in RDF, focuses on determining what the metadata is about. The descriptive model addresses the methodology employed in capturing information about the resource, answering the question of how. The vocabulary model, involving controlled vocabularies, is concerned with clarifying the meaning of the terms used in the metadata, addressing the question of what do the terms mean. So just where would you find the implementation of the Dublin Core? Well, because the Dublin Core is a widely adopted metadata standard, it plays a crucial role in diverse domains globally in enhancing information management and accessibility. Some of the key applications would be libraries and library catalogs. An example would be that a library would use the Dublin Core to catalog books. Digital repositories and archives. An example would be digital archives using the Dublin Core for descriptive metadata, facilitating efficient archiving and retrieval of digital assets. Museums and cultural institutions. An example would be museums using Dublin Core to describe artifacts, enabling comprehensive information display for visitors. Educational resources and learning systems. So educational platforms would use the Dublin Core to categorize and search for resources, enhancing the accessibility of learning materials. Digital initiatives and research projects. Research projects would use the Dublin Core to structure and organize data sets, ensuring standardized metadata for collaborative research. Government databases and portals. So government databases would implement Dublin Core to organize and present information, promoting transparency and efficient access for citizens. Another place where Dublin Core would be used is in content management systems. One of the most popular and widely used CMS platforms is WordPress, which started as a blogging tool but has evolved into a versatile CMS suitable for various types of websites. And finally, digital publishing and online platforms. An example would be online publishers would use the Dublin Core to provide consistent metadata for articles, ensuring accuracy in indexing and search engine visibility. So you can see that the Dublin Core's wide adoption across these domains exemplifies its versatility and effectiveness in promoting standardized metadata practices for improving information management and accessibility. So why? What are the key motivations for the Dublin Core? First, interoperability. The Dublin Core ensures data sharing and integration across different systems, promoting smooth interoperability. Simplicity. It's easy to understand elements that make the Dublin Core user-friendly and appealing to a broad range of users with its simplicity. Standardized description. The Dublin Core provides a standardized way to describe resources, ensuring consistency and clarity in metadata. Resource discovery. Improved searchability and discoverability of resources are a key benefit of using the Dublin Core metadata. And then broad applicability. So versatile and adaptable, the Dublin Core can design various resources, making it suitable for diverse information management needs. And then finally, international collaboration. The Dublin Core encourages collaboration globally to offer a shared metadata vocabulary, facilitating understanding across international communities. So you can see the key motivations for the Dublin Core lie in its simplicity, its versatility, and its ability to foster collaboration, making it a practical choice for effective resource management. So just what are the strengths and weaknesses of the Dublin Core? Tom Baker characterizes the Dublin Core as a very descriptive, straightforward, simple metadata language similar to that of a pidgin. A pidgin is that tourist phrase book, and its success is in its simplicity because it has a limited vocabulary and a very basic declarative language structure. While he acknowledges that there is potential for more intricate frameworks that are tailored to a more specific user community, he states the reason the Dublin Core thrives is because of its simplicity. He strongly advocates for a practical, general solution, leaving space for future specialized frameworks. In other words, Dublin Core isn't just for today, it's really for the future, and it's leaving space for those additional frameworks. He advocates to keeping it very practical, and that Dublin Core is the everyday language that works for everyone and that keeps the door open for future greatness. Now let's explore some of the weaknesses of the Dublin Core. According to Jeff Beal, who wrote The Dublin Core, an Obituary, he stated the Dublin Core faced a tumultuous journey and eventually met its demise. It was originally conceived for online resource discovery, but it encountered many challenges along the way. Beal suggests that the standard lost relevance because of the rapid rise of Google, stating that insufficient specificity in field design led to the use of non-standard interoperability issues. As we reflect on the Dublin Core journey, Beal's insight prompts us to consider the evolving landscape of metadata standards in an ever-changing digital environment. Exploring the strengths and weaknesses of the Dublin Core, we see the contrasting perspectives offered by Tom Baker and Jeff Beal, reflecting the complex nature of metadata standards. While Baker applauds Dublin Core's simplicity, Beal sees its demise. This mirrors views often highlighted in discussions about standards, where what one perceives as a strength, others may view as a weakness, highlighting the dynamic and contextual nature of the Dublin Core. So let's take a look at a survey. This survey was conducted by the Dublin Core Working Team Group. The working teams conducted an email survey to gather information about the use of the Dublin Core. Out of the 33 implementations, they received 29 responses from 9 countries. The survey revealed that the primary reason for choosing the Dublin Core were international acceptance, flexibility, and anticipated future interoperability. Among the 29 respondents, 73% indicated that they'd used additional metadata elements beyond the 15 core elements. The survey also highlighted 2 main challenges faced by users. First, respondents expressed concern about the limited number of elements and qualifiers available. Second, they identified a lack of usage guidelines as another significant challenge in implementing Dublin Core. These insights provide valuable feedback for the ongoing development and improvement of the Dublin Core standards. In conclusion, in this presentation, we explored the 5 W's and the how of the Dublin Core. We talked about what the Dublin Core is, who developed the Dublin Core, when was the Dublin Core developed, how the Dublin Core has been implemented considering the Dublin Core Metadata Initiative, the DCMI, where the Dublin Core is used, and why was the Dublin Core developed. We also address some strengths and weaknesses along with a survey for further exploration. Through this presentation, we discuss the significance of the Dublin core in facilitating effective metadata standards, from understanding their core elements to appreciating their role in interoperability, flexibility, and simplicity in information retrieval. I trust this presentation has helped you gain a better understanding of the Dublin core and its crucial role in the information landscape. Thank you.